Hey community, this is Danny, also known as Aun-tea, because we sip tea and never spill it, meaning we educate here. That is the main purpose. Educating you on how you can reach your highest level. And so right now I'm out here in this fresh prana, getting some of this natural vitamin D that they've been hiding for the past month and a half. So I'm going to take full advantage of it while I can. But I'm in the middle of what I would call my conscious shadow work, right? Because at this moment, I am fully aware of what's going on. And so as I'm walking, I was just thinking about, once I'm not complete with this process, but once I have ended this cycle and what is to come on the other end. And then I was thinking, because I've been going on spiritual retreats and whatnot, and like discovering myself again, rediscovering myself, right? And changing old paradigms, looking like alfalfa with my baby lock. Put it down a little bit. I think let me let it up. It's probably trying to get some information. Let's go ahead and let them up. So I'm sitting here thinking, I cried throughout the entire process. That was what brought me here to record this video. That I literally cried throughout the entire process. And I know a lot of people wouldn't believe me, or, they would find it hard to believe, because if you look at my social media pages, you see smiles, but that just shows my tenacity and my warrior spirit, because my very first pictures that I posted on Facebook, I was literally crushed. Like my spirit was crushed. And I was just left my family's house and was headed to, I don't know where at the time, which I wound up moving to San Antonio. That's a whole nother story. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, I literally cried throughout the entire process. And I'm asking myself why, because that is my favorite question to ask. Ask anyone who knows me. From the time I could talk, I've always asked why. Like, why do I feel this way? Why am I feeling this way? What's going on with me? And so I was sitting here trying to evaluate, like, why did I cry throughout the whole process? Well, I cried throughout the initial process because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And shit was switching up. People, places, and things. Everything was switching up. And I was crying because I'm like, why is everybody going crazy? Why is everybody treating me this way? Why is it, cancers, emotional. We question everything. We don't never like to feel bad, and we don't never like to make nobody feel bad. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm moving through the process because I'm more aware of myself, because that's basically what it took to become more aware of myself and what my triggers were and what my deficiencies were. And I call them deficiencies because I was lacking, but the deficiencies allowed me to survive my childhood and anything thereafter, and it built me up into who I am today. Now, good morning. Now, the goals and dreams that I have moving forward don't take the energy that I've been residing in for the most part of my life, which was, masculine energy. So that brings us to today. And so I got fired from my job, which I knew was coming. Wasn't a surprise. Just gave my car up / repossessed because couldn't pay the bill after I lost my job. And my homegirl had to pay my phone bill yesterday. And I was literally in the energy of, okay, you know what? I might as well let this go too. Even though I was like, well, where's my motivation going to come from? Like, watching motivational and inspirational YouTube videos and looking up content, you know, just to ensure and confirm that I'm not crazy, you know, that sort of thing. If you've reached my channel, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, what I'm crying for now is release. Even though I remember when when my emotional dam broke, and that's what I call it. It was an emotional dam because it had been filled up with too much unprocessed emotions. And when it broke, I cried at everything. But that was when I was unaware. I was unconscious. I was not woke. I was not aware of myself or what was going on in the world. I was not aware of spiritual warfare. I was not aware of my spiritual journey. I wasn't aware of anything. I was like completely in the dark. Even though when I first started looking at the videos, it confirmed that I was on the walk long before I even knew it. Because everything I watched, I was like, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, I did that. Oh my God, that's me. So here we are today. And yeah, I knew I was going to get fired because they fired me because of a chronic illness that they were made fully aware of from the beginning. And of course, if I'm not getting a steady paycheck, even though I was driving Lyft, damn near trying to kill myself for a car that I kept having to kill myself for every day. So, of course, I couldn't keep the car. And I struggled with that. And so here I am faced with the same situation with my phone. And instead of leaning on or asking my community, my newfound community, not the one I was born into, not the one I built the cracked foundation on, you know, the cracked house on. But those that are on the walk with me, those that understand my lingo now, those that understand what it's like when I say I'm in the dark shadow of the night, and they already know exactly what I need in order for me to understand what was going on, okay? Let me see, I'm trying to find a stick because I'm out here walking. Oh, that's like all the way in the ground. Oh, this is a good one. We got some dogs around here. And I always forget to bring my stick that I have at the house. And how did my bracelet get caught on that? So let me put it in this hand. I don't want to mess up my blanket, my bracelet. But anyway, so what I'm crying for now is mainly release. Release and forgiving myself, because I kept beating myself up for not knowing, for not knowing, like literally not knowing how people are, not knowing how they felt really about me, not knowing that there was another journey I could have been on instead of trying to decide whether or not I was going to go get more thousands of dollars in debt by going to get a freaking master's degree. Hell no, I'm not doing it. Like, I was mad at myself. And so I went to church, my favorite church, Pastor Michael at Mountain West. Check him out if you can, if you're in the Atlanta area. And he literally spoke life into me and gave me a renewed sense of faith. And I hadn't been in a minute, although myself and my family have been going there for years, way before I moved to San Antonio. Literally in the middle of my spiritual walk, where I was still a little conscious, but not really aware of myself. So the other day I cried like a baby. Didn't even know. I mean, I knew because I wrote it down, because I was moved to write it down. But it was therapeutic only because it wasn't nothing new that I had said. And so I came to the conclusion that when I was in the thick of it and at the beginning of it, I was so screwed up in my head and so emotionally distraught that I didn't get a chance to journal it. And so I think those things are coming up for me to journal them. And so that's probably what I'll be doing for the next couple of weeks. But I literally cried. But I don't think I'm going to ever stop crying. Because I cried in the beginning because I didn't know. I'm crying in the middle because I do know. And it's releasing and it's therapeutic. And I'm letting go of old hurts, old pains. Stop reliving and replaying my past. So I can stop bringing those emotions into my present day. And then I'm thinking, hell, I'm going to cry after I pass this moment. Why? Because I'm be so freaking ecstatic and excited and happy that I made it. I'm already shouting I made it. Understand that. I'm singing it every day. So I already know it's coming down. And so I'm like cracking up because my divine masculine going to have to know how to deal with an emotional woman. I cried commercials. I had to stop watching certain shows because they brought up certain things in me. Like literally. So I stop watching them. The other day I was watching all the singers that made Simon and them cry. Like, why was I watching that? And I'm sitting there crying, watching these shows. Like, oh, sound beautiful. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, she's singing for her mom. Like, this is me the whole day. I couldn't even turn it off if I wanted to. So I felt like it was just a therapeutic cry I needed. And it's like I intuitively knew that I needed to. And so I watched things that made me happy and made me smile, but also made me weep. Therapy. I don't know why. I don't even watch them shows in life. I don't even watch TV. So it was just funny to me. And then I'm thinking, I cried through the beginning, but I'm going to cry at the end too. Some be like, Lord, you did it. I knew you could. I know sometimes I had less faith than I should, but I always knew you could. The question wasn't whether or not you could, it was whether or not I could. But I know I can. And I did. That's what I'm going to be thinking. So I'm about to be a big crybaby. And that used to bother me because I never wanted to cry, never wanted to show emotion. And the stick just hit me in the back of the head. I feel like that was one of my ancestors. I don't know which one. One that got a sense of humor. But yeah, they got them trails out trying to block my sun, but we had a good walk. A very good walk. This is going to be my walking stick because this stick heavy as hell. And it's within reach where if you come within, I don't know, because I don't know measurements. I really don't. I'll still be able to knock the shit out you before you get to me, though. Huh? So, this is just motivation. And not to be afraid of when you feel weak. That's the word people used when I was growing up. And it's okay to feel weak. When you feel vulnerable, it's okay to feel vulnerable. When you feel like you just don't know what the hell is going on, that's okay too. Because it will make sense. And I'm sitting here telling you right now without all the pieces of the puzzle, but I absolutely know that it will make sense. And so I'll just keep you guys posted on my progress. My baby locks is coming. I think it's only been 3 weeks and I still got like 7 weeks to go. No, 5 weeks to go before I get them touched up and conditioned and all that stuff. So I'm excited for the journey. And then I had the notion, because I was still set on cutting my sides, because my hair is literally in a mohawk. And that's just a baby afro on the side. But for the past 2 days, I was like, I don't want to cut my hair. But my ego was like, yes, you do. But no, I don't. And so I'm going to go with that. I already got the idea about She's going to feed some more hair into some of the ones that's on the perimeter. But as the sides grow, she can just twist them and watch them grow. So I'll have mature locks and baby locks. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see how it works. I'm loving it. So get outside, get some fresh air, get some sun, and walk. You are feeding literally your soul, your mind, and your body in that order specifically. I know they said mind, body, and soul, but that ain't the way to go. Reverse it. Tap into your spiritual side, your soul first. That is what's your anchor. Your spirit speaks from your heart because that's the purest part of you. That is why we love children, because they speak from their heart. They speak with no malice. They just speak the truth. And that is where you need to reside. Not in this worldly world where they want you to feel and feed on fear. Go within, however you can do it. I choose to be outside because I grew up as an outside kid. Never wanted to come in the house. I was the one you had to threaten to whip my ass if I didn't come home when the street light came on. And you still had to call my name or send it through the neighborhood grapevine that your mama looking for you. And she said, if you don't get in this house in 5 minutes, she gonna beat your ass. Have a good day, guys.